guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. We are finally back to WIP Wednesday. I know I had to skip last week's. My office furniture just didn't show up in time and it's a long story of chaos, but sorry I had to skip last week. I actually wanted to do it. I enjoy these WIP Wednesdays. You know, I get to chat with you guys. Sometimes I vent. I should call it whip and vent. But yeah, it's just been a crazy couple of weeks and I'm very excited to come back and finally do a WIP Wednesday. So I started a new page. This was the page that I had shown you guys, if you saw it, in my April pages, you know, April What's in the Bag. Excuse me. It is Creative Haven Country Gardens. It is a Teresa Goodridge book. And this is one of the pages I picked. It is a picnic scene. Those of you who know me should not be shocked. It's food. I love coloring food. Love eating food, but the love of eating food doesn't love me back, and it just kind of adds on. So I have started this page, and I actually had already started a WIP Wednesday video, but that got a little messed up. This is actually, I'll be honest with you, take number 5. So at this point, let's just hope this goes well. I have no clue if I'll be able to get through this or not, but we'll find out. So first things first. We have 2 things I need to apologize up front for. One is my nails. I had to cancel my nail appointment last week, and my nails grow super fast anyways. I have to go every 2 weeks. I go this Friday. I have a whole list of videos I need to record, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta wait until my nails are done. And partially I'm extra self-conscious about this because I got a nasty comment the other day that they hated my nails and my hands. So I'm like, oh, great. And now I have growing out nails to add to that. But the other thing I wanted to apologize for is if the desk shakes. Well, not the desk, but the camera. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to give you guys kind of a quick tour of my new art desk so I can explain why there might be a little shaking. And then just know next week this should be corrected. I have a new recording arm coming, but it doesn't come till tonight. So I wanted to make sure I got this done. So let me give you a quick little, glimpse of the new area, and I will do an official craft room tour once everything's done. Okay, so here is the new craft desk. As you can see, there's my recording arm. It only connects to the little circly thingy where wires come in and out, and it has made it incredibly shaky. At my old house with my old desk, it actually would connect right here. But this desk has some weird, little curvy things, and it won't connect. So that is why it's shaking, because it is leaning so far over my desk. So I do want to apologize for that, but I'll give you a little sneak peek. Here is my bookcase full of books and supplies. Those 2 cabinets are all colored pencils. And then over here, those are all my spare Prismacolors. I use a lot and I go through a lot. And then my swatch book. So I will do an official tour once I'm ready. I'm still getting settled, but let me get back down to our recording spot and we'll get going. Okay, so now you know why there might be a little shaking. I do apologize. I don't want to make anyone dizzy. Nothing makes me more dizzy than a shaking screen, so I totally get it. I just have all these upfront disclaimers because the last couple weeks I've been catching up on all the comments on my channel, and I've received some really mean comments as of late. I know there's just those people that go on channels to comment and leave nasty comments, and others that just legit feel that way. But I guess for me, sometimes some of those comments really sting. So it's like, I feel like I need to give out a whole list of disclaimers and apologies just to try and like counteract any impulse to say anything mean. I don't know. But anyway, I think I've gotten all of the upfront apologies and disclaimers out of the way, or so I hope. So, what have I been up to? Well, moving, as you all know, and it's been interesting to say the least. I've had a lot of delays with furniture and just delays with everything. Nothing's really going right at the moment. It's not anyone's fault. It's been like a slew of bad weather, like holding up our fencing, contractors just too busy, holding up our grading, furniture, as I had mentioned before, with COVID, warehouses are like half capacity and manufacturers are half capacity. So everything is like super delayed. So it's weird. Like I've moved in, but I don't feel like it's my home yet. And that's just because, I really haven't been able to unpack everything or settle in. I'm very uncomfortable, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, for example, I have no living room furniture right now. So Ashley may be able to deliver our sofas like into this month, which would be awesome because I could unpack that. Our master bedroom only has a bed. I do not have any dressers or any nightstands. I'm currently using a chair for a nightstand. My dining room table never showed up, which I'll explain more in a second. So yeah, it's really hard when you're just living out of boxes, and especially for me because I have OCD and I need to be in control of situations, and I stress and obsess when I'm out of control. And in these situations, there is absolutely nothing I can do. Like, is legit out of my hands. I can't make my window coverings people manufacture my blinds any faster, or furniture makers, So it's really stressing me out. But eventually, I should have everything. I did unpack everything that was unpackable in 4 days. The kitchen was done. And that's just because I can't handle living out of boxes. But the other rooms, I'm just forced to kind of do that because I have nowhere to put the things. If I unpacked them, I would basically be unpacking them just to place them on my carpet. So, yeah, it's been interesting. Excuse me, the first issue we had was our fence. So we were in a rush to get our fence up because we have a dog. If we didn't have a dog, I could care less about the fence right now. But we have a dog who can't be off leash. She doesn't come when she's called. She's a little turd. There's some days I'm like, why did I get you? And then she's like super cute when I'm contemplating getting rid of her. So she knows what she's doing. But yeah, so we just had a string of bad weather that held that up. And then yesterday they were actually getting ready to start hanging the panels because we've had the posts up for over a week now. And they went to go hang the panels and a windstorm came through. And by windstorm, I mean, I should have recorded it. It was crazy. Not to mention all my neighbors have dirt yards too. So just all that dirt in the wind. Oh my gosh. I could not see past like my deck. And, one of the number one reasons you call your insurance company to file a claim for your fence is because your vinyl fence blew over in a windstorm. So of course they're not going to install something that's going to snap in the storm. So I was really bummed because that got pushed back, but they have promised that it'll be done this week. So I was like, oh, thank goodness. But the other issue is it's a dirt pit. And again, wouldn't be an issue if I didn't have the dog. And we had a rainstorm last night that turned my dirt pit into a mud pit, a serious mud pit. I mean, when you just have straight dirt, that dirt, while wet, becomes like you walk in it and just squishes. and like you sink in. Oh my gosh. So I'm having to wipe off the dog, and the dog got into the house with muddy feet. And I'm sure you know where that's going. Part of me is like, oh, well, thank goodness my new couches weren't here for you to jump on with those muddy paws. But she ran all over the brand new carpet in the living room. And yeah, I was in tears last night. I couldn't sleep. I was steam cleaning at 10 o'clock at night, which is just awesome. But it's been rough. It's raining today, so that's why my lighting might be a little weird. And semi-snowing. Hello, April. But yeah, it's just been a little, yeah, I got no words. I'm like, I can't even put it into words right now. So hopefully the rain stops and the ground dries really quick. We have to take the dog out to like ourselves so she goes potty because, you know, she has to be on a leash. So at least if they get the fence up, I can just leave her out there in the mud pit and bring her in when I'm ready. When it's cold, she's fine outside. She's a husky. They love it. She wanted to take a nap on the deck, but I couldn't because I had no way to keep her in the yard. So yeah, that's just been one of the many things we've been dealing with right now. And the other thing is our internet out here is really slow and not so great. So I'm probably gonna have to record videos like WIP Wednesdays the day ahead of time. I went to upload my flip through of Johanna's latest book, and it took 5 hours to upload a 15-minute video. So, oh no, I don't know. This is not good. I had actually called them and I was like, hey guys, you know, I'm only getting 50 megabytes per second, which sucks because our last house had a gig. So that's a real big decrease. But I was hardwired, and we actually aren't even getting 50 megabytes per second. While hardwired, I barely break 10. So, and in the evening when we're all on there together sucking up the internet, yeah, it's even worse. So I last night was getting 2 megabits per second. And so I called them. The company was really nice. You know, they even offered to refund the installation fee because of my experience. And I was like, oh, thank you for that. But then I was thinking, well, are you going to fix the speed issue? Because I'm more worried about that than, you know, the installation fee. So hopefully they figure that one out soon. I'm actually hoping my previous internet provider comes on out here. Excuse me. It's all rainy today, so the I guess it's impacting my allergies, you could call it. I don't know. It could be that dust storm. It's a lot of factors. But yeah, our old internet provider has actually installed their infrastructure out here. And I was trying to get them to turn it on. I was like, I'll pay. I know a few of the houses built out here will, but they won't turn it on until the rest of the homes are built, which sucks so badly because then it's like, okay, so I'm gonna have to use this internet provider until you guys turn it on. And then my internet provider wanted to charge me a cancellation fee, and I was like, wait, you have service out here, you refuse to turn it on, and then you want to charge me a cancellation fee for an area that you could service. So that was a really interesting experience. But what's funny is even when they do turn it on out here, I'm totally going to them anyways. So despite their shady practices, they're still going to get business from me because I need that fast internet, especially with everyone home. Of course, once the kids go back to school in person, they won't be sucking up so much bandwidth. And they're on spring break this week, which is also nice. Little less stress to deal with, like I can settle in a little more. But yeah, it's just the past week or so has just been very stressful. I I need to get rid of these boxes. I don't know how much longer I can handle living out of the boxes part, but we'll see. So I had a dining room table from Ashley that was supposed to be here on the 31st, and it never arrived. I was panicking because it wasn't a cheap table by any means. And so after like a half hour on hold, they go, "Oh, your order's on hold." And I'm like, "Well, that would have been nice to know, before my delivery date came and went." And what happened was when I had ordered, my billing zip code was my old address because that's what it was at the time of the order. Well, now when they're ready to finally process it, it's, my zip code has changed. So my card company was declining it. So I had to go, I was on hold again through multiple departments, and we finally got it all resolved. And then they told me that my chairs were on back order. And I'm like, well, how are my chairs on back order when they were supposed to be coming on the 31st anyway? You literally had this order ready to go. So why is it suddenly back ordered? So, I just had to kind of deal with it, because what am I going to do? Yell at them? They're not going to be able to make chairs any faster. But I found that kind of weird. And then they ended up calling just the other day and saying that they would be bringing my table and chairs on the 8th. So I'm really hopeful it's going to show up on the 8th. But then not even 24 hours later, I got an email that my order is on hold. So I sent an email. I was on hold for 40 minutes and I left a voicemail. No one has called me back. No one has emailed me back, because I was like, is this just a delayed message from the initial order you guys put on hold? I don't understand how this could be on hold again. No one has gotten back to me. I tried again this morning to call them, and after 30 minutes, their system forces you into a voicemail. You can ignore it the first 3 times, and then it forces you to leave a voicemail, and no one's calling me back. So I guess we'll just find out if my table and chairs show up on the 8th. But yeah, this is becoming really frustrating. I've had just tons of stuff not show up on time or whatnot. And I get with COVID, things have been delayed. And then also it's just building, the building and moving industries are all very busy right now. So, a lot of vendors are just overwhelmed, but holy moly, it's just taxing, because with my last house, you just moved in. There was no delay. You could just move in and your stuff would arrive. Whereas with this, in the COVID era, there are delays, and it's not a couple days, it's weeks. So, we probably won't even have grass until May or June, just because of all the holdups. It's been, well, yeah, just, I got no words. It's just been blah. But let's see. I want to do some of this greenery. These Soucolor pencils have tons of greens, pretty greens too. I think... Let's find this olive. So 22. See, I hope everyone else is doing well, whether you're moving or staying, or if you're on lockdown, because I know some people are on lockdown, and depending on what country you live in. I think the UK is all locked down right now, isn't it? And I know it's kind of... Everyone's going through their COVID fatigue at this point, which I totally get. It's eventually you just get to that point where you're like, okay, I'm over this. But what's funny is here, because other countries are shutting down, and here they're removing mask mandates and just basically going run free. So it's really interesting how each country and state, for that matter, in the U.S. is so different from one another. It's kind of disturbing at the same time, because some states are being very strict, whereas other states are just go do whatever. And so they're removing the mask mandate here, but that doesn't... In Utah, I find it kind of... Nothing to stress over or scoff at. I mean, because we were like one of the last states to even have a mask mandate. We were like, when they would show those maps of that states with mask mandates, we were one of the problem children states. So we're just like, no. I swear we were like the last 3. But that really won't make a difference because most businesses out here are going to still require a mask. It just sucks because now it's on them and they don't have like a statewide mandate to back them up, So like, people can be jerks about these things. Even when there was a mandate, I remember I saw this lady who refused to put on a mask at Petco and made like a huge scene and is yelling at this poor employee who probably makes minimum wage and definitely not enough to deal with this. And he's just doing his job enforcing policy. And I just feel like it's going to be more of those situations. Like, I get it. If you don't want to wear a mask, whatever. But, I mean, it's not a big deal to just throw one on when you go to the store, And with more people getting vaccinated, eventually, I think the masks will go away. So really, like, we just need to stick with it a little longer. It's not a big deal. I mean, I totally get it. They're annoying. They're obnoxious. Like, even the schools, though, here, they sent out a letter and an email making it clear that even though the mask mandate has been lifted, they have not lifted theirs. Like, your child cannot go to school without a mask. So, I mean, like I said, here it doesn't seem to be changing much because schools and businesses are still like, oh, no, you still got to wear it. It's just they don't have the state's backing. So I just feel like that was kind of unfair to toss it on businesses because then they look like they're being the bad guys when they're really just trying to be responsible and take care of their employees and everyone else. But I don't want to get into a COVID debate. I think we're all over that by now. It's been a year of COVID, right? But yeah, so that's happening out here and not much else. My kids aren't going back to school till fall. I'm just keeping them online. And that's just because I knew we were going to move mid-year. And right now I could technically go put them in their new schools, but I don't want to because school is over in May, end of May. So they would be going to these brand new schools and trying to fit in with like just barely a month of time. And I just didn't want to do that stress on them. But this fall, they're definitely going back. The at home is just too hard. I find them being lazy about it, but also like I've got my work, I've got stuff I got to do, and it's just I don't have the time always to devote to it or double check and make sure they're actually doing the work. And it is my responsibility. I take full responsibility anytime they miss an assignment, but it's becoming mentally taxing on me, especially with my work being so busy. I can't do both. And the online schooling isn't just them doing it themselves. There's a lot that I have to like do as well as a parent, I have to help them with the science experiments that they would normally do in class. I have to double check all their work, make sure they're not like skipping things on their worksheets. It's by no means as labor intensive as full like outright homeschooling, but it is still time consuming. And when it's stuff that I don't know, like, because I don't know the Common Core math and stuff, so I'm like, I don't know if this answer is right. I mean, the answer is right, but the way you did the work, I don't know. Like, it's those situations where you're like, so I'm constantly Googling or calling friends who are teachers and being like, help. So yeah, I think it'll be good, and they need to socialize, and I can tell they're fed up being home as well. So it's not just me that's like, I need you out of the house. But it's just been an interesting year all around. Getting that there. I do have, now that I finally moved and my office is put together, I have a bunch of videos that I need to record. If you remember from my last WIP Wednesday, I was actually working on this gal here. This is Pure by Mariola Budek. I I may have purchased a whole bunch of PDF books from Mariola Budek last night. Straight up impulse buy, but whatever. It happened and you can't take it back. If you follow me on Instagram, I did share the color combo for her hair, if you want to check that out. But yeah, I have colored everything on this page so far. These are all with luminance pencils. I am saving the rest though because I want to do the pan pastel skin tutorials. So that's why I'm not continuing to work on her for today's WIP Wednesday. And then I'll just do her lips. I always do lips and eyes after the skin is on. I'm fine doing hair and everything else, but I don't want to do her lips and eyes until I see what I end up doing with the skin. You know, do I add makeup? Do I not? Do I keep her natural? I really need the skin done to finish out those. But I plan to do that pan pastel tutorial. I have a few other videos I need to record. I'm just waiting till ugly nails are gone. So I even have some happy mail that I got that I need to share. And then I have a few tag videos I need to catch up on too, I believe. I think there's 2 of them. I need to go back and look. You know what? In fact, if you're watching this and you tagged me in a tag video, can you let me know? During the moving chaos, I had planned on doing all the tags before, you know, packing everything up. I just ran out of time, and now I'm like, oh shoot. I know one of them for sure, but I'm trying to think. I swear I was tagged in another one, and I just need to get caught up, I think. So yeah, if you did tag me in a video, you can totally give me a gentle like nudge reminder, and I would love you forever for it because I'm struggling to remember the ones I got tagged in. I thought I would have written it down, but apparently I did not. So that was my bad. Let's see. I like this color combo. This isn't too bad with these. I mean, these Soucolor pencils are definitely a budget pencil, but I'm going to be honest, I like them more than Castle Art. So that's a good thing. They are wax-based. I have heard a few people say that so the Brute Fooner pencils, you know, the large set, not the square ones that everyone loves. I love them too. The round ones, I had tried those in the past and returned them because I didn't like them. And I've had a few people say that these Soucolors are those Brute Fooner pencils. I'm not so sure about that. I haven't had time to research it and look into it, so I'm not going to confirm or say someone's wrong or right, because honestly, I have no clue. But going from my experience of using those other ones from Brute Fooner, I'm pretty sure they're not the same. One, those Brute Fooner ones are supposed to be oil-based. These are wax-based, supposedly. I'm just going off the manufacturer's packaging, but they don't feel the same. The other ones were clearly labeled as Brute Fooner, and yeah, they do look a lot alike. The barrels and everything are very similar. I just don't think they are the same because I did not like those pencils. I found them very funky and not vibrant, and I found them very scratchy, whereas these ones aren't too bad. So I don't know. If anyone has finally confirmed this, let me know. That's the problem with budget pencils. You can end up with like 50 manufacturers redoing the same pencil and then repackaging it under a different name. And then you're kind of just like, you'll be duped into buying the same thing that you already returned type of deal. So that's one drawback to budget pencils. There's actually quite a few drawbacks to budget pencils that I plan to do in a video, because I had someone actually request if I could do a video about the pros and cons of budget pencils. And I thought that was actually a pretty good idea. So yeah, if there's any other video ideas any of you have or would like to see, let me know. Also, if you're excuse me, if you're interested in the one where I talk about the pros and cons of budget pencils, let me know on that too, and I'll make that more of a priority if I have more of a demand. I have a bunch of flip through videos because I bought a few books. Mid-moving, here I am buying books. I have a serious problem. Yeah, I'm just going to admit it. I think I've admitted it a few times on camera already. So really, none of us should be shocked, but and then, so the books, oh my gosh, why can't I think of the author's name right now? There's these 4 books I've been always wanting to buy, but they're out of print. And so I found them on Etsy and then 2 on Amazon. And I'll probably not even get them till May. We'll see. But they're the Tomislav ones. Did I say that right? So I'm really excited to get them because I was finally able to snag these books. And I can't wait to get those and do a flip through. They cost a fortune though. There was like nowhere I could find them cheap because it's not readily available, but I've seen so many people color in them and they're so gorgeous. And then let's see, I have Luna from Maria Troll I'm waiting on. I think that comes out in April. I did get my World of Flowers, which I showed you guys in my little flip through video. And then I actually picked up a few other books that I just had been meaning to buy, and yes, bought them while moving. Why not? You know, you're already moving, you're packing, why not pack a few new books while you're doing it? I don't know. Let's see. Get these leaves in here. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to make a post about any coloring questions, so if you do have any coloring questions, personal questions, what have you, some of you have asked some really cute ones in the past. Just remember you can leave a comment below letting me know, what you want me to answer on next week's WIP Wednesday. I will be back to doing these regularly. And then, like I said, I have a bunch of content I plan to get out as well. I am still running around like a chicken with my head cut off, just trying to finalize things in the house and, getting all these vendors together. And I feel like such a nag. I'm constantly like calling vendors, hey, is this ready? Hey, is this done? Like our blinds guy. I'm like, are my blinds done? When can we install these? Because if you didn't know, new homes don't come with window coverings. You are straight up exposed to the world. Luckily, no one is behind us, and all the houses that are kind of off to the side are under construction, but still, I feel exposed. My office window faces the road, and it's just, I feel like everyone driving by can just straight up see into my office. So yeah, I really can't wait for those to get installed. And then once I get all my furniture, I will do like a whole house tour just so you guys can see it. But that, honestly, I wouldn't expect that till May-ish, possibly longer depending on my order. But the craft room tour, I'm thinking I'll do at the end of the month once I finish putting a few things away. And then I also wanted to do a updated version of all my colored pencils because I have acquired quite a few since the last one. And then a video of all my books because I realized as I was unpacking and all that, I have quite a few books. Well, I already knew that, but ones that are kind of obscure, and some of you might like them. They're not as mainstream, but they're actually really fun and unique. So I do plan to get to that, and I'll even do a separate one of all the books that I own that I've never even colored a page in, so you can see. Then I'll have my haul videos this month, including PDF hauls because I did a bunch. I bought a new binding machine because I'm getting so into PDFs now that I can start buying the PDF and binding them myself, like spiral binding, which I love because then the book just opens flat, like no more spine that you have to deal with. I might start buying a lot more PDF books. I'm going to be honest with you. Like Coloring Book Cafe, I actually love the artwork in most of their books, but I hate the Create Space paper. So I think I might start buying their PDFs. You can buy it on their website, and they have really adorable ones. Like I have an autumn one from them I love. So yeah, I think I'm going to start doing that and then just binding them myself, and then I can print them on paper I like. I'm trying to print out all my PDF books because as of late I've been printing only the pages I want to color right then and there. But then I tend to forget which books I own. And then I'm on Etsy like ordering a single page and I go, oh shoot, that was already in a book I bought. So yeah, I definitely need to print them all out and get that organized. Basically, I have a huge to-do list. And that's just coloring and channel maintenance. That doesn't even include like my personal life to-do list. So one day everything will be settled. I have decided after this move though, I'm never ever moving again. This is our forever home. But you know, people say that and then they buy a new home. I'm being legit. This is my forever home. I just dealing with all this and just the chaos of the move. I am totally fine never doing it again. I'll pay money to upgrade, fix whatever I have to in this house. I mean, this house is great. I love it. I just hate how empty it is right now. It's hard to like love your new home and feel at home when you're like missing half your furniture. So once that gets settled, I think I'll be a lot more calm and not so scatterbrained. Because like I said, I do have OCD. And when things are just kind of haphazard or out of my control, it literally eggs me on constantly. Like I obsess over it. I can't sleep. That's why I keep nagging on my vendors. And then I have to apologize for being a basket case. But it's just, I can't get comfortable. Like I haven't even been able to sit down and color in the evenings because I've been just so outrageously stressed because I'm like, oh, I need this done. Oh, I need to go unpack this. And it's getting pretty bad, but I'm hoping next week I'll be a little better. So I think I'm going to cut it short here. I do have my super slow internet that I want to test out and see how long it takes to upload a 4K WIP Wednesday. And hopefully it doesn't take all night. But if you're curious about the leaves, the color combo I used was, get us on camera. So olive 22, light olive 116, apple green 81. For the sunflowers, the yellow parts, I have used, and I'll share these on my Instagram too. So there's links in the description below to my Instagram. Totally feel free to follow me there. I've used Desert Yellow 53, Light Yellow 176, Light Orange Yellow 36, and Warm Yellow 136. And then these little brown centers, I used Desert Yellow 53, Dark Coffee 60, and Brown 74. So yeah, and then like I said, I'll try to post those on Instagram. I've been really lazy with Instagram and Facebook, but I'm hoping I can get back into all of that. Like I said, guys, I am so sorry that I seem kind of like all over the place lately with posting, responding to messages, and all that. It's been rough with the moving, and I just realized I didn't color those in. But I'm hoping to get everything in order so I can finally function and reply to comments and add you guys to my Facebook group. I found a bunch of you that applied like 3 weeks ago. I am so sorry. I will get back on track with that. You just need to be patient a little bit longer while I get like everything organized here, you know, dealing with my dog's mud pit and now having to go steam clean my brand new carpets for a second time. So yeah, I do apologize, but more content is coming and I'm getting myself organized, and I do appreciate so much that you guys not only join me for WIP Wednesday, but just sit here and listen to me vent. I know I don't want to come off like a complainer. I think this is just kind of my therapy. It's a place to vent what's going on, you know, just because I don't have a lot of adult friends I can even chat with about it. So it's not just have an outlet and say, you know, this is stressing me out a bit. But I'm not trying to be a complainer or, you know, woe is me, because other people have it way worse. I'm complaining about furniture. So it's just kind of nice to have a place to come and vent and color at the same time. It's like 2 therapies in one. So I appreciate everyone who's been watching these. I hope you come back next week for another WIP Wednesday, and hopefully the shakes, I don't even know if it's picking up the shakes on my camera, but you'll have to let me know. But yeah, I will be back next week with nails that don't look so ugly, and maybe even a different picture, but keep an eye out for some more tutorials and flip throughs and all that. But until next time, take care.